Good morning. Get up, yawn, cough, say your prayers, do anything you got to do to start the day off. Now, we're at episode number 27.
28,
man. Damn, we doing big things. I forgot where we at. We're at 28, man. 28.
Yeah,
hey, Don, you know, I always tell us, I always say to you every time we start, we was just in Best Buy trying to figure this out. We started off with just our phones. We start off with just the phones, man.
Yeah.
Mad Echo, and now we got a whole little production team, and
Facts.
things can be. And we doing it, Doc.
Nah, we doing great. It's a blessing. We always talk about that, man. Mm-hmm. And we just blessed to be here, man, doing what we're doing today, man.
Yes.
So, God has gave us another opportunity, and we just keep taking advantage of it.
Yes.
That's all that is, man. But today, man, we got a special guest, man, Yazminelly Gonzalez, running for councilwoman at large, man.
Yes.
So this is a big one, man.
Okay.
A great friend of mine, you know what I mean, for a long time. So, man, it's a blessing to even see her doing this. You know what I mean? So it's definitely great, man.
Thank you.
And we'll just let you introduce yourself, man. Let them know where you from. Break your breakdown so people gonna know you.
All right, thank you guys for having me on here today, and I'm also proud of you, Tay, because we go way back. I am Yazminelly Gonzalez. Most people call me Yaz.
Yes.
And I am from the Trenton. I am from Trenton. I was going to say from the section. I was going to say I'm from the section. For people who don't know, because everyone's like, oh, I thought you was from South Trenton, but I moved to South Trenton when I was in high school. So I always say, I have friends in both areas. But I am running for city council at large. I am a Trenton resident. I've been here all my life. I am a teacher. I've been teaching now for 20 years. That's my 20th year. That made me feel a little old saying that. But so I've been teaching for 20 years. I teach kids with special needs. And I've been everywhere from Joyce Kilmer, PJ Hill. Now I'm at Trenton 9th Grade Academy, which most people don't understand that it is the high school. Yeah. It's just all the 9th graders are in a different building. I've been doing community service. I am a part of Trenton United Family Foundation, one of the co-founders of that. And also just a lot of community service work that I do, a member of Delta Sigma Theta, just stuff.
Yes, a lot. And a famous cheerleader.
I was a cheerleader back in high school. I coached a cheerleading team for 12 years. This is my first year not coaching, only because of running. It's a lot. Yeah. The campaign and stuff, I knew I couldn't have time to do it every single day. I still help out. Those are still my babies. Shout out to Coach Aisha Dawkins and Amber. So I definitely still help out with them. And, those girls going to always be a part of me.
Oh, that's great. And so, right as we going, give us a trajectory of what you see the city going as if you win it. If you in that seat, where is you yourself personally see the city going with what you going to be doing?
So, most people got to also understand the responsibilities and duties of a council person. So people may come in here saying, I promise we're going to do X, Y, and Z, but there's limits and restrictions on what you can actually do as a council person. So for me, it is, one, we need to get our budget in order. It's already October, and I believe we still don't have a set budget, and the year's almost out. So that's one thing. So we got to obviously allocate our funds where it need to go, but I'm about progression, partnerships, and professionalism. So I'm hoping that somehow it's not going to change overnight. We didn't get into the situation that we're in overnight. So I know, I don't want people to expect us to come in office, whoever comes in office, and it's like a miracle next year. But it is about progression. And when I say progression, I mean progression in all areas. Every department, making sure that we're funded in the proper way so that we can help support local businesses, create more jobs for our people. Obviously, we all want safer and cleaner streets. That's like a big thing for everybody. I mean, we've seen a lot of violence in our young people. So that's a big issue, but also supporting our local businesses, man. We need to, this town should be booming. Especially for our age group. I know what I like to do. I like to go to a city where I can kind of hop around, go to a restaurant, eat here. I might go have a cocktail here. I might go listen to music here, and it's all in the same area, So it's about progression, man. I just want to see us grow and get people to come into the city. Want to get people to want to stay in the city. That's a big thing, right? Like most people I'm talking to people now, they're like, I'm ready to leave. I'm like, please don't leave yet. Like, just wait a couple more years. I promise. We want to bring this city back to bring pride back to the city too. Definitely. You know what I mean? Like, I think our pride has gone away. And I know us growing up at Trent High, it was nothing but pride. It's red and black. Man. And people don't realize that my campaign colors are red and black. On purpose. Like, that's the reason why I've done that, because that's Trent to me.
That's Trent.
So,
that was
so
hard.
what type of footwork you doing now? Since you,
Man,
like
I've been doing-
what type of footwork you doing now? Since you didn't win yet, you running to win and everything. So what's your footwork now that you put in?
So I have been I always like to tell people I'm not a politician, right? I'm a community servant. I've been serving this community for years, years, and I don't always post it or anything like that. So now just actually campaigning, having to broadcast everything I'm doing. But I've been knocking on doors since April.
Yeah.
April I've been out there twice a week. Now it's obviously picked up
Yeah.
a little bit more because of it's getting closer to time. But I'm knocking on doors, talking to the people because I want to know what it is that you want to see,
Yeah.
not what it is I want to see, because it's all of us working it together.
Yeah.
So that's a big concern of mine. Like I always tell them, please tell me what it is you want to see, what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
And let's either keep some things, change some things. What is it that we all want to change? And I think most of us agree. We want more jobs. We want this city to be thriving. Like have people come here. We go to DC for a day.
Yeah.
Or Baltimore and stay for a weekend and
Yeah.
have stuff to do. Why can't we do that here?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's real true.
And that's true. So, you've been, since I know you, you've been like, to yourself a lot. You're not outspoken so
Right,
much,
right,
you know,
right.
give Sam. But now with running now, you have to be out there. Now, how has that been for you? Has that been difficult? Has it been challenging? How have that
Very
been?
challenging. Tell you. It's challenging. Like I don't like the spotlight, like I said, and I don't like to talk in public. I don't know why I hate the microphone, but I am getting more comfortable with
Okay.
it. So I try to make sure I'm speaking into a positive way. I get nervous sometimes, and then I'm not the type of there's so many things I could say, and then I get nervous, and then when I go, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to say this, and this. So I'm getting used to it. I'm getting more comfortable. And this kind of atmosphere, this environment makes it comfortable.
What I think you need to do, like how me and Tay did, not think about it as you're
right,
talking.
you
Just
just
let
not-
it flow. Because like, when we first started, we was like, I used to be thinking a minute about an hour, like just thinking things. So now as we let it flow. But another thing is like, me and Tay as personal trainers. So where are you going at towards the health part of it?
Right.
The fitness, the eating right. Like where your campaign going at that part of it?
So for me, I would say it's about more promotion and exposure to our people about healthy eating, about being healthy. Me, like I said, I'm a teacher, so I see, and I had this conversation with a young lady who most probably know is Landy, and she came up, she was like, our kids don't take vitamins. I'm like, that's so true. So when we conversed about that, I went to my classroom and I'm like, how many of y'all really take a vitamin every day? And realized that they didn't. So this school year, I'm gonna say I did a work study program where we did a farm to table. So now our kids they don't know what it is to have vegetables. They don't know, because we go to the corner store. It's fast food everywhere. But when you actually expose them to it, like even going across the street over there to Arlie's, shout out to Brian and his family over there that own Arlie's. They let my kids come in. At first they're like, no, we don't want to try to. Man, them kids every day have been like, well, this is my kids last year. They're like, Miss Gonzalez, I went down to the place again. I got me some juice. So they didn't know anything about it. I'm like, that's a healthy way to be for yourself, but it's about supporting you all who are actually doing the work. I know, say, both of you guys are out here. You do stuff with the kids too. So it's about exposing them, and us as council people making sure that some of that money that's sitting there that can be used to support you guys already is being used and not going to waste. I mean, that's my biggest thing. I think we allowed a lot of money to go out or just go to, get taken back from us. And when you guys are already doing that work, why can't we use those resources to help you all? You know what I mean? And I think, shout out to the city this summer, because they did do a lot. They had the fitness program every week.
They did a lot this summer.
Were you guys included?
I was included in it.
See,
I ended up being a part of that. I ended up having a few classes I did.
And that's what it's about. It's about supporting the people that are already doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the one that goes to the gym every day. I told you a couple times I need to come work out, but I was like, when am I coming? So it's about that. Making sure we support you all and provide you with resources to help you grow.
Yeah, but that's the initiative, like, because most people, when they run for their campaigns and things like that, that's the last on the agenda is never mentioned. It's about health and wellness.
Right.
And because I think that's very important, and definitely for our younger kids, for us too, older ages too, definitely, because our health is mean everything to us. Without that, we fail. Without you being healthy, you can't run and be as strong as you can be.
Right.
Right? So with our kids not knowing this stuff and not understanding it, or their parents not knowing or understanding it, it makes a strain on the kid, because that kid comes to school grumpy, full of sugar.
I was just about to say that. The
mental
state, your mental state.
So that's why we always preach, and that's why here, when we bring individuals on, whether you run for council, whatever it is, we always speak on the health and wellness part, because as us being trainers first for one, and us wanting to shine more light on our community, who are better than to speak to is people who run it about health and wellness, because it's things in place that the city would say for health and wellness, but it's not, I will say it's not something that's prioritized.
Right.
So with y'all running and stuff like that, and to be able to speak on it now is important. Like how you spoke about your kids getting to open up and talk about who take vitamins.
Wow.
That's a big question in the school.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she's trying to push an initiative where we can bring vitamins into the school.
That's
so
that's
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So like even with me, with my kids in the classroom, I always try to bring healthy snacks.
Yeah.
And at first they're like, we don't want that, but once they eat it,
and
they all right, it's good. But it's a mental state of mind. Our kids, like you said, they'll come in. I see it every day eating Takis in the morning. And I'm like, come on, like you're not feeding your body right. So just having that exposure and, like I said, providing those resources to help what's already in place. I know they just provided the new health clinic. So I think now it's a more priority because it's the mental health piece of it.
Yes, the mental.
If we don't feel right, we're not energized, we're not going to be productive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
that pandemic part, it helped us and it hurt us at the same time. Because, like, before the pandemic, anything people, like, when you talk about somebody running for something, only thing they promote, we got abandoned houses. That's the first thing, that's the go-to. We getting abandoned houses. What the abandoned house? We got to start with us first.
Right.
And then, start with us eating right, because we got the right state of mind, right health. We do a lot of things, like, say, when me, like us right here, say, if we not in a healthy situation, our drive is not as hard and as good. But when in a health situation, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you be feeling so good, you be like, man, I'm confident, I'm gonna just go. But sometimes you wake up when you down out, you be like, man, I don't feel like doing nothing. And some people feel like that all the time.
Right.
True.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm a morning, like I got it. Once I get up, I feel more productive in the morning. You know what I mean? But I do agree with that.
So,
it's like message.
Now, when we speak on crime all the time, everybody speaks on the crime. And when they speak on crime, they never like generalize down. Really, we talking about like more of crime where, committing murder, the killing of crime, because we know the initial drugs is not leaving America.
Right.
That's just across America. We know that's not leaving. So with young kids now who actually is committing these murders and the shootings and things like that at an all-time high now, what do you think, or what's your vision on creating something for the youth? Like, because people say it's programs out here, really it's not like that. I don't see it because, you got to pay so much, and parents, we're in a poverty community. So parents can't afford to send each kid to these after school programs and things of that nature. So what would you have in line up for something like that to start getting kids' attention, the youth attention?
So thank you for that. And I know it's going to sound repetitive, but it's the root of everything is the resources, right? We got to make sure, and I'm always a fan of, who do we really value, right? And as a person, who do you value? And as an elected official, if you value our kids, you're going to invest in our kids. If you value our people, our health, and our wellness, you're going to invest in that. So where are we putting those resources at? It all comes down to the money. Let's be for real. And if we spend that money and we provide these free programs to get our kids involved, it can happen. Now, on the flip side, I'm speaking on the educating side. There are some free programs available, and I don't see people taking advantage of it. Okay, they may not be aware of it.
There you go. They may not be aware. Are they aware of that?
But I'm a part of the Trenton literacy movement, and so we provide a free reading program on Tuesdays and Thursdays at all of the elementary schools. I'm pulling teeth to get people to come. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's free, and I'm pulling teeth to even get people hired. Like, we're willing to pay you the salary that you'll get. So, it's I don't know. It's like we do have some things in place, and then even with us with Tough, we try to provide a free after school program, and it's hard
Yes.
to get those resources. So we need to
Yes.
have some money because we don't have money given
Yes.
to us. So therefore, we have to charge kids. We don't
True.
charge them a lot.
True.
We don't charge them a lot at all. I
Yeah.
think we might do $10 a week or something like that.
See what I'm
It's
saying?
really
but you
nothing.
get what I'm saying, that sense of that charge is nothing.
Yeah.
A business
It's nothing.
it have to run for us to even do this. So we have
Right.
to I'm not saying about nobody not charging a fee. What I'm saying is some fees is outrageous.
It's
I
outrageous.
looked at
You're
one
right.
program, a thing they was doing, and they wanted $190 per kid per week.
It's
It was
expensive.
for a summer camp joint because I was just mapping out, grabbing mad things because we was trying to put together how can we do a little summer program,
Right.
right? And I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, how can a parent afford
that.
this
It's
in
not
this
affordable.
community?
Right.
If you're in the communities that we talking about, the Trenton area communities,
Nobody can afford it.
Come on, man. This
It's
is-
rarely
no.
any that can afford it.
so I think the initiative is like you said, resources mean everything. But when people in office, I don't think they reach back down to actually some people who trying to make a difference in the community. Because I'm not in that field, so I don't know whether it's other things that goes
Right.
on or whatever. But the person who goes in, they always say, "I'm gonna try to do this." But when they get in, you never
That's
see
it.
that.
Right. And that's why it's one key thing I always say when I'm speaking to people. I'm not coming here to promise you
There
X,
you
Y,
go.
and Z because
There you go.
I'm being for real.
There you
I
go.
don't. This is a learning process for me
Yes.
also. I'm actually taking courses at
Yeah.
Rutgers to learn about government only because that wasn't my first choice. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I stuff I need to learn too. But I do know what I have learned is a lot of stuff that we think council could do
Yes.
and they can't.
They can't see.
Yes.
There's laws in place that don't allow them to do certain
Yes.
things. So you can't come in here saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm about to lower all your taxes.
Yeah.
We about to
Yeah.
get all the guns off the street." No,
Yeah.
it's things in place. But I will say what I have learned is when them resources, when that money comes in, or when there's grants available, and our city has applied for grants, they just let like $70 million go.
Yeah.
True.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
wow.
So
Yeah,
when we got that kind of stuff here in place, why are we not using it to support different areas?
Yeah.
Health and wellness,
Yeah.
the education,
Yes.
the public safety. It has to be allocated to what we value most, and that's how I feel. I'm like, if
Yeah.
you don't care about us, and most, I don't want to say most,
Yeah.
some people just don't.
Yeah. No, I agree
And
with
I
that.
agree
You know what I
with
mean? They
that.
may be in it for
Yeah.
power or just for this, this
Yeah.
attention, this limelight, and it's
Yes.
not about the people. And that's why I
Yes.
keep trying to tell everyone. They're like, well, what makes you stand out? My connection to us.
Yes.
I am one of y'all. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah,
all the
we
same. We
just-
grew up in the same hood. So
Yes.
it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man. And I know what it's like to struggle.
Yes.
Even eating healthy. I'm not
Yes.
going to lie. We didn't eat healthy growing up.
Yeah, no.
As I
No.
got older, now I'm learning, health
Yeah.
reasons. I started to change my lifestyle, change my eating habits, and I actually, I crave it now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't
Yes.
eat my vegetable, and it's been hard because I've been campaigning late nights, so
Yeah.
it's hard to get a good meal in or cook something good. And I'm like, I crave it. I'm like, I just want to go somewhere and eat some vegetables. Give me my juice from across, wherever. So, and I don't have time to juice anymore.
No.
But in the last couple of weeks, I
Yeah.
haven't.
And the main thing I be seeing, like, far as like say like now you talking like we can understand you as from being from the hood, the
Yes.
community and everything, but just not getting up there in that seat and then now you talking big language. Nobody
Yeah.
understand.
Right,
like
right.
we don't understand you no more.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what just
Right.
happened? That's just like me being personal trainer. If I don't feel like dealing with one of my clients, I train them real hard to get rid of them real fast and
Yeah,
everything. And that's where I feel as though some people come to the community, that's trying to run for office or that's in office. They talk,
Yes.
be on your level, talk, listen to you and everything. Then when they get in the seat or get up high, they go to some big words or do some
Right,
stuff
right.
that you know I can't do this. I
Yes.
got a record. I can't do certain
Right.
things. So you put that out there to minimize
Right.
people
Yes.
From being
and
able to-
put more towards what
Yeah.
you got going on, and not to take it off. Like I was working for a company one time, and the HR lady, she was going through health problems.
Yes.
So what she did is she kept raising our insurance to make it cheaper for her and her husband
Yeah.
for their medication and stuff. And so sometimes people get in a predicament and they make it benefit
Yeah.
them instead of, like, come on now. Some stuff you got to benefit you
Yes.
from. Don't get it
Yeah.
twisted. But don't get up there and be like, bitch, man.
Yeah.
now you-
Forget them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Get
I'm
big
here
words.
now and
Yeah.
forget everybody else.
A
Yeah.
question for you, right? We know younger people don't vote like that, right? So how
Right.
are you campaigning, doing your campaign, trying to bridge the gap between that gap of like 18 to 35 that's
Right.
probably not voting, that don't
Yeah.
register, that don't get out there? How are you trying to get them to be like notice you, to explain more about how important the voting is and things like that?
Right, just involving them. You know what I mean? Bringing them to the table. A lot of my old cheerleaders are a part of my
Yes,
campaign team.
okay.
I have a lot of them, and so I've just met a young lady walking in a parade Sunday. I think she said she was a sophomore, so she probably sophomore in college. So she's probably like 19, 20, you know?
Yeah.
And she just like asked how could she help? Because she was studying political science. She was like, how can I help, you know? And so here you go, here's the information. So just getting them involved in the process so they can be included, because I didn't know about it either. You know, you see things, you might have voted because you knew somebody or the name looked familiar or somebody told you to do it, but bringing them along, you know, I don't want to say this young lady name because she's already been catching a lot of heat for working with me, but she has learned a lot. And it's like, she's like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Not support me, but
no.
the way that the
political side is.
Right. And so it's like, it's a lot. It's a dirty game, you know? And they really don't care who they attack, you know? And like I said, it's a young girl. And I'm like, she was so motivated. And it's like now it's discouraging because people are doing things or saying things to her because she's associated with helping me campaign. And I'm like, wow, it's really that deep. But just including them, getting a part of the process, letting them learn. And it's not like hands-on experience. And then one thing about my campaign team, I have been blessed with so many that came out to help me from the beginning, and most of them are my friends. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, even when I decided, I called you first. Then I called you. You know, money was a couple of y'all. My close people that I grew up with, and I'm like, I can't do it without y'all. And that's how I feel. Like I can't do it without them either. And I know the struggle. We all been 18 and 35. We've all done stuff, and we know what they want and what they need. And it's just including them. And I mean, she likes it, but like I said, it's just been little stuff that when she sees the negative side of it, she's a little discouraged. And I'm like, no, we're gonna keep pushing through.
Yeah, because that comes like a dog match. Like dogs fighting.
They crazy.
And that's a good thing that you keeping it young and everything. Because just like I was telling them, you know, like when I first voted, it was Obama. And the music industry got me to vote, like listening to Puff and all them, all that. You know, all that supposed you because I'm listening Puff, you know, Jay-Z and all them. You. So it's good to get younger. I ain't saying not to have older people, but it's good to get that you going for the young crowd to vote. People that ain't never vote before. That's where you. That's where you go at.
Absolutely. I just register, and I've registered kids all the time. At the arena, we was at graduation. I think I registered 2 kids I was just sitting in the audience with. Yesterday I'm at Psycho Kings and I got 3 girls to register. You know what I mean? So it's like wherever you at, you just get them. They don't know, and they're like, "Oh, Miss Gonzalez, I didn't do it." I'm like, "Okay, well, we're gonna do it right now." So, and then it gets them excited.
Yes, it do get you excited.
Even somebody that y'all may know, shout out to him. I'm 42. He got to be, I don't even know how old he is, but I'm gonna say like in his 50s. He's known in our community, does a lot of stuff in the entertainment area of Trenton. And I had asked him to sign my petition. And he was like, yes, I can't sign the petition because, I got a record. I'm like, no, you can vote, right? And he was like, no, I didn't know that. So I explained to him how he can vote. I mean, he could register, but he was like, I didn't know that, yes. He called me about a couple weeks ago, so excited. He was like, I just had to let you know I got my voter registration card. Like, I'm hyped. And he had no idea.
You see what I'm saying?
He had no idea. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you don't, like, a lot of people don't know that.
But a lot of people still don't know that. Definitely if they have a felon. A lot of people still with felons.
You can vote.
But know what was exciting about me? Like, because when I was younger, I'm 46 now. So when I was young, going up with my mom, I used to be happy to go in. My mom just let me go in there. So when I started going in there, when I voted for Obama, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was in there.
Look, you was psyched up.
I was super psyched. So it is good. You do be excited because you feel like now you're a part of the world.
Right.
Just like going, doing little stuff in the world, like doing bad in the world, in the community and stuff. Then when you trying to do good in the community, it make you feel good when somebody look up to you, appreciate you, and they.
Now, this is a hard fight because you got, and plus in leadership, it's always a very older crowd in leadership, right? Yes. And so now to see a lot of younger people running, stepping up, actually to run and try to take on this big task that's out there. Because it's not an easy task for nobody who get elected, nobody, whatever you running for, to get in that office and be in that position. It's not easy, but to see a young faces, that man, connection. Like some energy, connections, and more to the people. A lot of these older people, to me, my opinion, I think a lot of older ones is antiquated. Like they not up with time no more. No. You get what I'm saying? No, they time has expired. So what they should be doing is teaching the upcoming ones who running groom them the right way to get in that position. And I don't think a lot of that's being done. Maybe I'm not in that field, but I don't think a lot of that's being done because you don't see a lot of older people backing the younger people that's running right now. No.
Competition. And like you said, some of us that are younger, we could connect a little bit more to the generation coming up. And even just speaking on the voting process, for those who don't know, yes, you can register to vote, even if you had you've been convicted, if you've done time, you can still, as long as you're not on parole at the current moment, you can register to vote. And that's a reason why we don't have a lot of money coming to the city, is because we don't vote. Like, it's like the percentage is so low. So when they look at where they're putting money at, they're not putting it in Trenton, because Trenton only got like 9,000 people that come out to vote, and it's almost 40-something thousand people that's registered. So they're not going to give us money. And people don't understand. I get it. You know, they feel like you said, once you get in office, you don't look back at us. I had a conversation with a man yesterday. He's sitting in his car, and I just walked up to him talking. And he's like, no, I don't vote because, you know, I feel like they don't do anything for us and blah, blah, blah. And I felt him, because he's like, there's always programs for people who don't got jobs. But then us who are like check to check, like us regular folks, when it comes time to do like energy saving programs for your house, I can't afford. I mean, they don't know. I mean, I can't get it because I don't qualify for the thing, because they say you make too much money. I don't have kids, so I don't have dependents. Then I'm like, dang, but I'm here check to check, just like everybody else, you know? So. You know, I feel like we just all need to educate ourselves and educate the younger people to come out.
We definitely got to educate ourselves, because like when the pandemic happened, like, you know, I understand some people went in, you know, the PPP loans. Some people went, like, took the wrong route, but they try to act like it was a crime, and they been doing it. You know, people that went the right way, they made it a thing. Oh, everybody doing it the wrong way, but some of the stuff they cover up when everybody jump on it. Now it's a crime. And just like, you know, just like when everybody started voting when Obama got elected, when everybody started voting, then they started making like it's a crime. When a minority jump on something and we all tackle at one time, they put it like it's a crime now. Now somebody doing something wrong, they find a way to, you know, put it like somebody doing something wrong, man. So it's just crazy out here. It's crazy, man.
That's why, like you said, we just need people that can relate to the people. And who really genuinely want to see us grow. You know what I mean? Like grow personally. As you want everybody, like just seeing y'all here, and knowing the stuff that y'all been through. You know what I'm saying? Like. What y'all doing now, what you do in the community is a blessing, you know what I mean? And I feel like you said, the name of y'all podcast, right? And it's like, that speaks volumes. And that's what we want to do. We want other people that are in that situation to come out and want to do better for themselves, their families, and then together as a whole, we'll be better.
And that's the whole key right there. Is the more connecting to the people, as the people that get in them seats and stuff, that's the better, because you get to learn the people. You learn the people and then really show them they voice matter. Then we can make a change together. Because it's no one going to get in office and make the change overnight.
It's not.
There's no one going to get in there and do it themselves, because it's still a chain of command and all we do.
And we got to work together.
Work together.
Right. And as we see now, I mean, I don't know if you guys listen into the council meetings now, but a lot of our stuff is the city's at a standstill because of them arguing.
It's a clash. It's
a personal thing. It's not even a, you know, this is really right, this is really wrong. It's really a personal vendetta against other people. And I'm like, dang, you got us suffering. You just voted down twice on the firefighters using the free money to get new equipment that's outdated for them. Like, these are the people that go in our houses and save our lives. Why would we not want to have them protected? That doesn't make sense to me.
And the only thing I don't understand, like me, part of it is like, if me and Don, we going through like this. I'm just put you out. Me and Don, we going through the same thing in the hood. We know the same thing. Then when it comes time, just like said by the firefighter, why are we arguing about it? Like, shouldn't we have the same feelings about, like, we do need this. Like,
you want to protect them.
But see, that's where the greediness comes in. Some people come with the greediness or the selfishness. Or just like, me and Don could come in like fixing up the house, and we could come in together like, we need this, but he might need it for his boy to get the contract. I might need it for my boy to get the contract. Instead of, you know, everybody coming together, when people start getting selfish with a lot of stuff.
And that's why I think we go wrong at though with a lot, because just say whoever wins, right? But now the people who was running, they should try to support that person even more. Okay, have your opinion and see what could we work together at certain things, but people don't want to do that.
And compromise. You gotta, and respectfully disagree. And disagree with each other. If you're gonna disagree with somebody, do it. Not in public.
Off. Face to face.
I mean, there's no relationship, whether in a a romantic relationship, a professional relationship, a sibling relationship, whatever. You're gonna always disagree.
Yes.
Right. And nobody's ever gonna be like, oh, everything is the same. So just doing it respectfully behind closed doors, and that way you can come to the compromise before you come out in front of people. It's just that's my little professional part of
that's great.
my part. But when I see them go back and forth about something, like you said, certain things that it's not even your money.
There we go.
It's not your money, and that money can be used in different areas. And like you said, just like even y'all, like I feel like it's so many things, so many resources you guys can have, and even how you just spoke about the contractors and contracts and stuff like that. I didn't know that they had you in this with the city this summer, which is great. That's what I was saying, something like that. Yeah.
I happen to put in for that. I've been doing a little work with the city behind the scenes a little bit because me, I don't care nobody. I'm just pushing to make a stamp because I know it needs change, and I push health and wellness because we can't grow on no level without our health. Yes. You could run, right? But if you get sick, who gonna do your job the way you want to do your job?
That's why I got my little medicine ball. I was around a bunch of people yesterday, so I'm like, I always make sure I drink my tea with my airborne tea in it. You know what I mean? You're right. You gotta be. It's a physical and a mental thing. If you're healthy, then you're able to push that forward. But I think just exposing our people and providing those resources, and including it would be awesome to have y'all into the schools.
But to me, that's my pitch is next. This is what I'm working on next
seriously.
now. I'm trying. This is what my pitch is, but I learned that the political side is crazy as hell by trying to get in there and saying, yo, what about this? What about that? I got turned down. I mentioned to some people, people has involved in it, and they reached out to some people because the city and the board is two different connections. I had to learn. I had to learn that two different connections. When the city reached out, somebody from the city reached out for me to try to get me into the schools to speak, they shot it down because I had convictions. Yeah. Who else better to speak to the kids? I've been in trouble. Yes, I've been in trouble before. Right. What the hell?
Right. But you are the success story that our kids need to see.
But you know most people don't get that part. Yeah. So that's the hard struggle of the battle of our city. If you've been convicted and you've been in this jam, it's like you saying when we come out, we could be changed individuals. But if I'm telling you I changed and now I want to get into school and speak to school, you can't get in that way. You get what I'm saying? So it's a battle, but I ain't gonna never stop it because I know I'm gonna get there.
No, you gonna get there. You get what I'm saying? It's coming. But no, that's key because even like you said, we gotta hit our kids. Last year, I'm gonna say was our first year after the pandemic coming in. That was my most challenging year teaching, right? And I've taught all grades, but that was my most challenging year. I had a couple of shooters that was in my classroom, in and out of jail. Wow. And so at the end, and speaking of the healthy eating and stuff, he was always hungry. He was always hungry, and I'm like it was like he wasn't shy to say, Miss Gonzalez, I'm hungry, and I'm like, all right. So I swear I probably spent so much money last year on my kids because it was hoagies every day or just something. So I'm like, he was always hungry, and I knew that's why he was in the streets. So at the end of the school year, I did a big. Hopefully, y'all could be a part of it next year. It's called. I was doing 609 Day. I did it. I started it off. Small because I don't know how it's going to turn out. But we had a mental health piece to it. We had we did physical activities with the kids and police officers, state troopers, firefighters. I had who else? The detectives. Okay. They were all out of uniform. Yes. So then we did all this stuff with the kids. Kids ain't know who they was, and these were our, most I like to say at promise kids. And afterwards they went and changed into their uniform when we sat down to eat. To eat lunch, and they were like, oh my God, you had us playing with the ops. You had us doing this, you had us doing that. So I'm like, yeah, but then the conversations that they had after that, was deep. And, we had,
that was awesome.
Yeah, we had to break that, that disconnect right there. But I'm saying that to say, even with that piece, I know what you're talking about because I wanted a young man who used to be in the gang to come in and be a part of that. Yes. And they didn't, some little restrictions or whatever. So I still connected him with my one that was in the classroom last year, and he did good for a little bit. He might be in some stuff now, but it worked for a while. You know what I mean? And I think if that rapport would have kept on, if it was consistent, I think maybe that would have changed him a little bit. Who knows? I don't know, but you are the success story that these kids need to hear because we all came from the same place. We all was We was all on welfare. I know
but we always running and we always running, learning. Some made better decisions and choices than others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all what it really came down to at the end.
And it's always been love and respect, no matter when you got into your situation.
Yes.
It was like, dang, I looked at these guys like my brothers, like we cheered together. We was in, I cheered for him when he played.
Yeah.
So they like my brothers to me. Yes. All of y'all.
Yes,
Keys,
it's a lot of us, so we all agree,
And so to see what he did after he came home, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you too.
He said, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm proud of you too. But I'm just saying
I've been through the same struggle. Did jail time and 5 years jail and came home, and my success of me, or the training success started from in jail.
Yes.
I started started this journey from in jail, and I brung it out here and made it, name for myself, got a lot going on for me and everything. And the craziest thing about it, I'm just sitting up here saying, like, what me and Don went through with the whole incarceration stuff, you can teach this. You got some stuff you just got to go. We went through it. Like, people don't know. When I tell somebody, like, go sit in your bathroom for 60 months and you don't never come out with another 3 other people and see how you feel.
Right.
And now I'm telling you, we ain't got no mansions. We got a little bathroom. So you go sit in, like, my bathroom, my apartment little. I sit there. I wonder sometimes I sit in there now and I'm like, wow, I sit there for 60 months. You got 120. So I'm like, wow, it's just crazy. Like, we should be the ones. If I'm showing you and I got my life on the right, I'm not doing this, and you overlook, see what I'm doing, you get the word from other people. Why I can't come talk? I'm not. You can even pat me down. I'm not bringing no gun or nothing. Right. If I start talking crazy, you can always push me away. But it just I don't understand it. But I guess that is how they try. They try to run us away from it and everything. And just like now, me and Don, when we on here by ourselves, other than you, we tell what our journey was, or how we was, and what we went through, and It's a lot, man. It's a lot to keep it going, because a lot of doors get shut for us, man. A lot of doors get. Either a door gets shut for me with my criminal background, or a door gets shut for me because I ain't got no credit. Yeah. It's like so it'd be like we going to get. Or I can just drive my car and I got a license, got all that stuff, and I could get killed by the cops. People don't know what we go through as black men. Yeah. It's black women and black men, but black men, we go through it. I can get in my car right now and pull down the street. As soon as the cop killed me, they bring me, Craig did 5 years. He did this and that. I'd have been by like 15 years. But it's crazy how we just, go through a whole lot and everything. Not to jump off subject. Nah. I just hope you get in office and do what you got to do. And, if you can't bring somebody us in there and talk a little bit too different. Even we need to talk to the people that's already in office that's got something going on. Because we always go to the kids and all the talk. Let's talk to the people that's sitting in office. Right.
Everybody.
So that means a lot.
To the new office.
Yeah, right.
But we gonna just ask the last one out. It's like no, I say that just because you had them in office for 4 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that some of them haven't reached out to you to include you or to even have conversations with you. It just speaks for itself to me.
That definitely, but it do, and
even if you reached out, you said you reached out.
Oh yeah, I tried a couple things with a couple people, man. But one thing I learned, you gonna hear a million no's before you get that yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep kicking the door, man, because they gonna have to open the door for me. Yeah. That's how I put it. Like they're gonna have to open it. They're gonna be left with no choice.
Yes. Right.
Because I'm great at what I do. You know what I'm saying? I know my craft. It's just period. And that's coming from talking to a young kid to an older person. I don't care what position you work in, what your background. I don't care nothing. I'm able to talk to everybody on every level.
Right. And that's
the blessing. But as we about to wrap up, Craig gonna have us a special clip, man, for the at-home workout, man. It's gonna be posted on our Instagram, man. Definitely on the YouTube, man. So make sure y'all check into it, man. We're gonna have that link. Find it on the YouTube, How Fitness Changed Our Lives, on Instagram, and we're gonna be also on. You can check us out on YouTube, man. And also, man, we want to thank Yazminelly Gonzalez, man, running for councilwoman at large.
Thank y'all for what y'all doing too.
First of all, thank you, man. We just want to thank you, man. Close out, give them your information, how they can, contact you. Voting coming up, you can tell them the voting times and stuff like that, and just give them a rundown of what you got coming up, your events or whatever it is.
Yeah, so we got as far as an event, I have a beer and wine garden event coming up Friday. We are doing a DJ Part 2 showcase that's coming up. It was originally October 15th, but I may schedule that a little later on.
Okay.
But as far as voting, we are going to do a big push. So if anybody is registered to vote, you still have time to register to vote also. But if you are registered to vote, we are doing a big push on October 30th where you can go into the polls early, and we will all we're trying to bring out as many people as possible. So I'm gonna be texting.
I got you. Yeah.
So come out. Anybody can do it. We're gonna walk over to the poll together. It's called Strolls to the Polls, and everybody cast their votes together.
Okay.
Also, people need to know that you're not pushing buttons no more. So if you haven't voted in the last 2 elections, you're not pushing buttons. It's literally you gotta bubble in. So you can find me. I am the top of the ballot, number 1 on the at-large column. So I want everybody to know that. Again, but you can reach me on my social media, which is Yazminelly Gonzalez. Also, my email is Yazminelly Gonzalez TNJ for Trenton, New Jersey. And like I said, I hope that you could do some more research on me, and I could be one of your 3 choices. You do get 3 choices for at-large, so people don't have to think that they only have to pick one. You have 1 for your mayor, you got 1 for your ward, and then you have 3 at-large seats that you can choose. So hopefully I am one of your 3 choices. Vote number 1 on the top of the line, November 8th. If not, come join us October 30th. And thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it, man. We just want to close out, man. We know the more we come together, the more we can bridge the gaps to make our community better, man. Trenton it is, man. We'll see y'all.